Hi YouTube, this is Erica and it's Sunday, October 27th, 2013. It's been 4 months, I think, since my last video and I'm really sorry. I've got a lot to talk about. I just tried to record a video and it failed on me, so I'm going to try to make this kind of short. So, let's see, since June. So around the time of June, I was probably talking about spinning classes at the gym. I got really addicted. In July, I ended up getting certified as a spin instructor. I think it was July. And then in late July, I did a 5K Mutter event, and kind of as a preview for Tough Mudder. I ended up not, Tough Mudder was late September, and I ended up not doing Tough Mudder. From about June through August or so, I was doing more trail runs to kind of get ready for the 10 to 12 miles as part of Tough Mudder, and I kept on tearing my left calf, and so in the end I took a break, and I had like athletic tape that I was using, and I had like compression socks and all of that, and none of it was really helping, and so I gave it some rest, and then I went on a run the Monday before, and these are trail runs with good amount of incline, and it's like 5 miles. And so I did that run the Monday before Tough Mudder, and I tore my calf again. And it wasn't awful. I mean, I could still wear heels to work, and I could still get around. I wasn't like limping too badly. A couple days were kind of tough, but I just decided it wasn't worth it to try to go into a 10 to 12 mile run plus all the obstacles, knowing that I already had an injury going on. So, and knowing that running was what was causing it. So anyway, so as I was doing more trail runs and stuff, I kind of backed off of spin, although I was doing that still. And then other things that have happened this summer. It's really the main stuff. Work's been good. Yeah. The major news, weight-wise, I guess I should say. So I'm about 142 right now, and I've been going anywhere from like 140 to the highest it will be like 144, and then I'll freak out and I'll kind of pull back what I'm eating and kind of get it back down. And I think the most poignant thing that I've learned through this is while I was really heavy, I was kind of a slave to my body. I was a slave to my body because like people weren't seeing me for who I really was in society, and even my friends or probably the men I either was dating or whatever. I don't know what I'm talking about. And a slave to not being able to really do things comfortably. At one point I got some kitty litter, like a box or whatever, that was 42 pounds. It's heavy, you know, like getting it up the stairs to my place kind of takes some work. And I lost 2 of those, and that's pretty significant. So previously, I think I was more of a slave to my body on different levels. And what I learned through this is that it's not so much being a slave to the body, but it's being a slave to the mind, because that part of it, for me at least, it doesn't go away. And trying to understand who all of this is now isn't really the easiest thing in the world. It's awesome, but I think people see me as they see me as a very different person, and I'm still not quite used to it. I'm getting used to it, a lot more used to it, but there are lots of little like milestone moments anyway along the journey. So my point is that the mind is really a pretty powerful thing, and the addictions don't go away. My relationship with food hasn't completely changed. And I had a good friend that made a comment about how many people have lost weight, whether on their own or through weight loss surgery, but he can see that the change with me is life change. And I'm like, I always ate okay, like a lot, obviously, but I mean, I had a healthy streak in me, and I had a healthy streak in terms of working out. I'm not sure that that's so much different, but okay, that aside, I think for me, what is the most important is to keep in mind that I'm still weak, that I'm not cured. I might be in a much thinner body, but that person is still in me, and I have to kind of keep her in check, because this from just the clothes that I can wear, the attention that I get, the respect that I get, all of that. Being a thin, beautiful woman in your 30s is a very powerful place to be. Um, and I want to enjoy it. And even when I'm older, like not just in my 30s, but when I'm older, I want to be healthy as an older person. And so anyway, but it means I always have to keep a vigilant eye on myself. So I just wanted to mention that because I think even myself, I kind of like, oh, okay, I know that I'm going to have to always be cognizant of my choices, but I think now I'm kind of like, I really think that I believed once I attained a healthy weight, everything would be done. Like, not so much that I wouldn't have to continue eating well and working out, but that my head would just do it. And that's not true at all. So anyway, I just wanted to mention that. Other news is I had my first round of plastics. On October 10th, I had a boob job and some inner thigh lipo. The lipo, apparently it takes a while for all the swelling to go down. I still have quite a bit of bruising. I honestly can't really tell much of a difference. He said he was going to be conservative with it because he didn't want to cause more sagging skin. But I mean, I don't know. I guess it's a little different. That wasn't really the main plastics that I was really wanting. That was just kind of kind of a cheap add-on, honestly. So I went and from a 34B, and right now I'm a 34 double D, which sounds enormous, but they're actually, depending on what I wear, not that hard to conceal. At the same time, if I want to show them off, they're boobs. And I always wore a padded bra previously, which made me about this size, just a little bit smaller. And just obviously without clothing or with trying to show off cleavage, I had problems because I just try to push my boob up and I would get this kind of wrinkled skin because there was like skin but no tissue underneath it and so forth. So I'm really excited. It's obviously just a couple weeks post-op. I'll stand up in a second just so you can kind of see what it looks like. But I'm really happy. They haven't, honestly, the surgery was pretty easy, and I didn't end up having a lift. I consulted with a few surgeons, and I ended up going with one that was like, you know, you're on the border, but I think you can get away with not doing that. Made it considerably cheaper. And I'm like, I can always do it later once I heal. So anyway, I just decided to go that route, and I think so far that was the right way to go. So I had 400 cc silicone high profile under the muscle. And my incision, just to be graphic, I'm sorry because there are probably men watching this who may not want to know this, but the incision was around the areola instead of the fold or under the armpit. They couldn't do the armpit because the implant is silicone and the size I chose was too big, and so when it's all pre-filled with silicone, so they can't really like stuff it in the armpit. And then the fold, I'll spare you the details on why I chose the areola, but I chose it because anatomically it made sense for me. I'll just leave it at that. I'd rather have the scar around that area where it would be pretty easy to disguise versus on the skin fold. So far, the surgery was really easy. I was surprised. I was expecting to be in agonizing pain, and I'd say it wasn't even pain, it was discomfort. I took pain pills for about a week, but I kind of lightened up maybe 3 or 4 days after, 4 days I think after surgery. I stopped doing it on the cycle that they had me on, and I took one just in the morning because in the morning they were really sore. And then now it feels like the skin is kind of like sunburned almost. I think it's like a tingle sensation as though the nerves are rejuvenating. And because I'm left-handed, this side, which is my left side, the muscles are a little bit sensitive. So I can kind of feel that this side's a little more sore. This side's not really sore. Okay. Did I say that the sizes I went from? So I went from a 34B, kind of a saggy B, to a 34 double D. And they still have a ways, because they start up like here, and they've dropped a lot, and then they've got quite a bit more to kind of drop and settle in. So apparently the settling process is like 3-6 months, and then full kind of recovery or whatever is like a year. So far I'm super excited. No plans for second round of plastics at this point. I mean, money-wise, can't do it. But what I want to do is tummy tuck, but in the meantime, I just want to see in the gym what I can do. I haven't focused on my stomach at all. Like, I've just kind of focused on working out. So I just kind of want to see if I try what I can achieve. So, all right. So this is me sitting down. Like, this is a shirt that I could wear easily pre-op, because I get it kind of a sense. Because I had no volume here. It's just basically like straight, and then if I just wore a demi-cup bra that wouldn't show, then it was just like very open, but it wasn't like you could see anything, but clearly there's more to see now. So I don't know if I stand up. So I'm, clearly this isn't something that I'd wear every day, but I wanted to kind of wear something that you can get a sense. So anyway, I'm rambling as usual. But part of me coming back was to just kind of talk about this, and I'll come back in other videos and maybe talk about it more as I get further out from post-op. And if you have any questions, please just email me. But also because I have been kind of hovering in the low 140s, and I want to get back down into the mid 130s. I mean, call me greedy, but I felt a little bit leaner. I can kind of sense around my stomach that I've got a little bit of extra chub, and it's not too bad, but I just like get it back down there. So this will hopefully keep me accountable and get me back on program. So I need to get going, but pardon me. That was about it. Thanks, everybody. I hope you're doing well. I'll see you soon. Bye.